Our next speaker is Dylan Stephen. For those of you who missed the upstairs talk, you missed a lively conversation. Dylan, you're on.
Okay, I'm Dylan Stevens. You have to add an S to the program. It's an S on the end. This is entitled "The Key to the Soul is Within the Missing Stop in the Food Octave." And this was an amazing discovery, I believe. It's been my obsession my whole life. Since the day I went up to Mr. Nyland and spoke to him, I asked him that question, and he thought I was crazy because I didn't read Beelzebub's Tales, but I told him I had read it 5 times. But anyway, so it's been my obsession my whole life, and I finally feel that I found the solution to it, and I want to share it with you. And it's a poster, so that means it's going to take work on your part. I have it on the wall there. And I've put the excerpts from the Holy Planet Purgatory that apply to each one of those octaves. And interestingly, the group that was upstairs with me, I had them go through the full food octave. And the missing stop in there was showing up after we got through all of the vibrations. But I'll try to show you on this here. Everybody's seen this. And of course, if you number it according to the Enneagram numbers, this is 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which could be a bit confusing because Do is really like 1 and this Re. So this is Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti. And Gurdjieff talks specifically about what Uspensky has a very similar diagram, but Gurdjieff never revealed what these systems were. So in the Holy Planet Purgatory, he actually told us what they were. The only one in Uspensky was, of course, the Exioheri one. So he goes through them here, and he's got the digestive system here. He's saying, well, he actually starts here. He has the stomach and the duodenum, but that's a bit weird because you would think this is the food coming from the heart, coming up from the lower octave. So I just lumped it all together as the digestive system, the stomach in this one. And then the next one is I'm calling the circulatory system, and he has it located in the liver. So this is Do, Re, Mi, with the liver right here. And then this is where air comes in from the lungs and combines with this substance, and then goes to Fa, and then goes to Sol. And the one point here, although this may seem confusing to you, but when I went through these, I first of all felt that they were reversed, because he talks about the hemispheres of the head brain in this position. And this didn't seem right to me because I feel that the head brain shouldn't be in this position. He had the head brain here and the cerebellum here. And so I've reversed them. I think that's a better order, but that's not really relevant to the fact that the stoppender is missing. And he goes through these two, and the next thing he jumps to Exioheri and the sexual organs, and there's nothing in between. And as we read through them upstairs here, they started talking a bit about the cerebrum and the cerebellum, and then the next thing they were talking about was Exioheri, the sexual organs. So the way I arrived at this is I used the Uspensky diagram. The Uspensky diagram has 3 stories, and it has the head and the middle and the lower one. And if you look and see where the circles are in the Uspensky diagram, they all kind of match up with these, because you'll see that it starts around the stomach, it goes up to the head, but then it comes back down to this point in the middle. And that to me was the clue of what the missing stoppender is. Of course, you'd have to be convinced that there is one missing, and I have you vote on that in the poster. But the point, I made this up, I have to admit that, but I think there is one system that wasn't covered, that's a very important system in the body, and that is the endocrine system. So I've called it harmoniary, to go with what his kind of write-ups. And this was what I discovered is the most important thing to me, because I also I'm very heavy into Jesus too. I've written a book on the true Jesus, and that's the fact that in terms of the Gurdjieff system, I guess I was just arguing with someone on this, is, you know, the discontinuity is up here and it's here. And this one is fulfilled by great nature. But this one, in Ouspensky, he makes it very clear that you don't act here to take the energy of the sexual organs and pass it up to the higher level. The only way you can pass through this discontinuity is to act here at this point. So people talk about working on yourself and being Padang duty and also being impartial. And so the impartiality, I believe, is here in the endocrine system. And that the concept of impartiality, I've also put in parentheses the heart, because the hormones are a system that really control a lot in your body, and we don't know that much about it. But I feel that that includes all the things like the pituitary gland, the third eye, all of those things. So there are things in the brain, but there are things down in the heart. But ultimately, if you look at it in terms of impartiality, you end up with the Christian system of agape love. So Jesus was on the beach with Peter, and he's telling him, I love you, I agape love you, and Peter is answering back, I love you. And he's saying, no, that's not right, it's agape love, and Peter never gets it. But I think that was what the early Christian religion was all about. Agape love is impartial love. It's love for everyone without wanting it to be for yourself. It's love for humankind. And so that's why I felt it was such an amazing discovery. And so this is the contest I had. And as you know, Gurdjieff took the sparrows and he painted them yellow and he sold them as canaries. If you've seen Meetings with Remarkable Men, the movie, or you've read the book. So I am raffling for 2 rubles. That was the cost then, so it's a good bargain. You can have this canary if you vote in there. But anyway, I would like you to do that just for fun. And put your names on it so I can see who wins out on that. You'll have to decide which Stavanger is missing. I'm saying it's law, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the right answer. You'll see it's a hard problem. So I appreciate being able to present that to you, and I'm looking forward to your entries.
Okay.
I could go.